On Global TV News Express, Attorney General of the Federation, Fagbemi, takes over Malami's prosecution. Business petrol price rises amid escalating Israel and Iran tension. On the foreign scene, Canada condemns U.S.-Israel joint operations. And in sports, Nigeria International Onatu hits 20th goals of the season. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Sadia Yakubu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channels 276. And now the news in details. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi has formally taken over the prosecution of his immediate predecessor, Abubakar Malami, in the terrorism and illegal firearms possession brought against him by the Department of State Service, DSS. Fagbemi, senior advocate of Nigeria, took over the trial from the DSS on Wednesday at the Federal High Court in Abuja. At the Wednesday's proceedings, where prosecution of Malami and his son Abdulaziz Malami was to kickstart, Fagbemi, through the Director of the Public Prosecution of the Federation, Rotimi Oyedepo, SAN, announced appearance in the matter. The Nigerian Army has called on commanding officers across its formations to take greater responsibility for combat readiness through professionalism and discipline. This was contained in a statement posted on the official page of the Nigerian Army following the first Commanding Officers Workshop 2026 held on March 3rd at the Nigerian Army War College, Nigeria, WU Basi Barracks, Abuja. Addressing the soldiers at the workshop, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Y.D. Shuaibu, represented by Major General Olusegun Ape, said tactical leadership at the unit level must be driven by sound judgment and measurable results. Governors of Taraba State and Benue State have wrapped up joint efforts to curb lingering border insecurity in their respective states. The governors, Abu Kefas and Hyacinth Alia, convened a high-level security meeting in Bukari with top government officials, security chiefs, and traditional rulers from both states. Global Television's correspondent Felicity Nderi reports.
Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia, on arrival in Okari, visited the paramount ruler of the Jukun Kingdom, the Aku Uka, Ishaku Ada Ali. He explained that the Benue State Executive Council, heads of security agencies, and traditional rulers are in Okari to chart a practical course towards ending the recurring violence affecting communities in both states. Governor Alia commended the Akuka's role in promoting peace, stressing that stronger collaboration, intelligence sharing, and joint strategies between Taraba and Benue are essential to restoring lasting security.
Both have state challenges on insecurities. Our coming here is to enable us to create this collaboration, to see the possible framework we can put in place for the betterment of our people.
The Taraba State Governor, Abu Kefas, described the engagement as a strong show of political will and shared responsibility towards ending insecurity, announcing the formation of a joint committee to implement resolutions reached at the meeting.
We are making progress. In this meeting, there is sincerity of purpose, there is commitment, there is unity to fight evil. So I want to assure you that the best will come out and there will be peace in these two states.
The Akuka of Ukari and Totif James Ayate emphasized the historical ties between the people of Benue and Taraba.
This is clearly an indication from the two sides for us to work towards a peaceful path in living together.
We want peace, and we have been trying to see that peace prevail. We coexist.
After the palace visit, the governors moved to Abako and Chachanji, where they met with internally displaced persons who shared their experience.
It's very bad to experience such things because always we have been running up and down because of herdsmen in this community. In fact, it's very terrible.
The joint engagement underscores renewed commitment by Agbo Kefas and High Centralia to deepen cross-border security cooperation and restore lasting peace to affected communities in southern Taraba and adjoining parts of Benue State. In Taraba, Felicity Ndere reporting for Global Television News.
Benue State's Governor Hyacinth Alia has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to delivering lasting people-focused projects that will drive development across Benue State with continued backing from the federal government. He made this known during the State Congress of the APC. Felicity Ndere reports.
At the Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida IBB Square in Makudi, delegates and major stakeholders of the ruling All Progressive Congress assembled for the State Congress to elect new party officials. Governor Hyacinth Alia was present, leading other key stakeholders in the proceedings.
And after they do their job, if you're not satisfied with what is done here, there is a window for you to approach the Congress Appeal Committee, and the chairman is Mustafa Lawal Malumfashi, PhD.
A representative of the National Working Committee of the All Progressive Congress, serving as chairman of the State Congress Committee, addressed the delegates.
I urge all aspirants and delegates to show sportsmanship. The party interest must always come first.
Governor Hyacinth Alia hailed the Congress as peaceful and urged the new executive to serve diligently, pledging continued good governance for Benue.
Let us continue to show the truth of who we are, what we do as a party to bring progress and development, and to prepare a future for our great state.
Benjamin Omale, the new All Progressive Congress state chairman, in his acceptance speech, pledged a peaceful and inclusive leadership.
To move our party forward, we shall strengthen the grassroots mobilization across all the wards, promote reconciliation and bring everybody on board, encourage youth and women participation in leadership, build strong partnership in business community to support development initiatives.
The Congress concluded successfully, with party leaders and delegates expressing optimism that the newly elected 4-year executive of the APC will strengthen party unity and drive development across Benue State. At the IBB Square in Makudi, Felicity Ndere reporting for Global Television News.
Still talking politics, the All Progressives Congress APC in Kano State last night held its congress to elect party officials. The event, which took place at the indoor hall of the Sani Abacha Stadium, witnessed large turnout of party faithful amid tight security. Here is our correspondent's reports.
The Congress was marked by the affirmation of party executives and renewed pledges of loyalty to the party's leadership at both the state and national levels. Delegates, women and youth groups, as well as serving and former public office holders were present at the event. In his address, the Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf commended the party's membership for their steadfastness and commitment to the ideals of the party, describing the Congress as a demonstration of internal democracy and party cohesion. The governor said the peaceful conduct of the exercise reflected the maturity of the party in Kano State. He urged newly elected and returning executives to work inclusively and reiterated his administration's commitment to infrastructural development, education reform, healthcare improvement, and youth empowerment. He said the party's performance in government would remain its strongest campaign tool ahead of 2027. Also speaking at the event, Deputy Senate President Barau Jibril lauded the Kano APC for conducting what he described as a credible and orderly Congress. He emphasized the importance of unity within the party, particularly as the nation moves closer to another general election cycle. Jibril called on party leaders to avoid actions that could lead to division, stressing that internal disputes should be resolved through dialogue and established party mechanisms. He assured members that the leadership of the National Assembly would continue to support policies and legislation aimed at improving the welfare of Nigerians. Party officials confirmed that the exercise was conducted in line with the APC's constitution and guidelines. Observers described the Congress as largely peaceful, with delegates expressing optimism that the outcome could strengthen the party's grassroots structures across the state. The event ended with the vote of confidence in the party's leadership at the state and national levels, as chants of solidarity echoed across the venue. Sadia Yakubu for Global Television News.
The World Obesity Day is observed on the 4th of March every year to raise awareness about obesity as a chronic disease and encourage solutions that go beyond individual responsibilities. Zahra Nasser takes a look at the significance of the day and files in these reports.
According to the World Obesity Atlas 2026, around 180 million children aged 5 to 19 were living with obesity in 2025, and the number could rise to about 227 million by 2040 if stronger action is not taken. Health experts note that obesity significantly increases the risk of conditions such as type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and certain cancers. Children with obesity are more likely to remain obese in adulthood, which increases their risk of long-term health complications. A consultant with Abuja Clinics, Dr. Ojukwu Obonna, speaks on the causes of obesity.
His lifestyle is a part of it, what we call energy imbalance, inactivity, sedentary lifestyle. Then there are some genetic predisposition. Some people have some genetic things that have inherited that predisposes them to obesity.
Dr. Obonna also mentioned the preventive measures, which include exercises, medical checkups, and avoidance of fast foods, among others.
Preventive methods includes things that you need to do to prevent that energy imbalance, prevent sedentary lifestyle, then modify some of those genetic predispositions. For example, you need to be active. You need to exercise. Some people are encouraged that you do up to 150 to 300 minutes of exercise per week. Then you sleep well, what we call sleep hygiene. An adult should have up to 7 to 8 hours of sleep in the night per day. Then in terms of food, avoid high carbohydrate diets, especially refined, highly processed food, fast food, just to make it clearer. Then avoid drinks that have a lot of sugar in it.
The theme of the 2026 World Obesity Day is 8 billion reasons to act on obesity. Every person, every community, and every system has a role to play in building a healthier future. Zahra Unasr, reporting for Global TV.
The All Progressives Congress in Plateau State has successfully conducted a peaceful and well-attended state congress, re-electing Rufus Batsuri and other members of the State Executive Committee through a consensus arrangement. The Congress at Langfield Event Center brought together delegates from 17 local government areas of Plateau State. Chairman of the State Congress Committee, Oscar Oyebo, present the list of consensus candidates, which was unanimously adopted through a voice vote by delegates. Governor Caleb Mutfwang commended delegates for the orderly and peaceful conduct of the exercise, describing it as historic and a testament to the party's maturity and internal cohesion. Nandi State Governor Muhammad Umar Bago has described the All Progressives Congress APC as a formidable party in the state, in particular, and Nigeria in general. He stated these at the state's APC Congress at the Hawawali Multipurpose Hall, Government House, Mina. Our global television correspondent has the details.
Muhammad Umar Bago said the APC in the state was able to conduct free and rancor-free congresses from ward, local government and state levels, which is a clear demonstration of the unity that exists in the party. He noted that the new party officials reflect people's choices across the 25 local government areas of the state. The governor appreciated the Congress committee for overseeing a seamless exercise while calling on dismantling voices to embrace dialogue as doors are open for such. The vice chairman of the North Central Zone of the APC, Muazu Bawa Rijau, described the ward, local government and state congresses held in the state as a success. He added that the new officials were carefully selected through a free and fair consensus as approved by the national body of the party. Senator representing Niger East Senatorial District, Muhammad Sani Musa, and Senator representing Niger North Central Senatorial District, Abubakar Sani Bello, hailed the governor for managing the affairs of the party diligently. They said that the successful affirmation of the new APC state executives is an indication that the new Niger agenda is working and that the APC party will continue to bond together to ensure good governance. Sadia Yakubu, reporting for Global Television News.
You're watching the live broadcast of News Express. News Express continues after these were the fullcast, plus business, foreign and sports stories on the other side of these. Please stay with us.
Thank you for joining us. Weather conditions across the northern states remain very dry under the influence of those dry, dusty northeasterly winds. And with a fresh dust advancing from the source region, parts of Kano and Katsina are expected to experience very poor visibility, down to 1,000 meters or less. Residents in these areas are advised to drive carefully, use a nose mask where necessary, and stay updated through our eFlight folder portal for latest and more weather information. Elsewhere across the north, visibility is expected to range between 2,000 to 5,000 meters under moderate dust haze, while the north central states will experience a more slightly dusty condition. Now, while the north stays dusty, the south prepares for rainfall activities as thunderstorms are expected during the morning hours in parts of Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and Ondo states. This rain chances increases as the day progresses to include the stretch of the coastal belt as well as parts of Oyo, Ondo, Ogun, Edo, and Delta states. That's the forecast for Wednesday. I am Theodora Itun. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back from that short break. And in business news, total value-added tax earning rose to 1.08 trillion naira in January as a new sharing formula commenced, altering how the proceeds and splits among the federal government, state and local governments. Documents presented at the February meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee showed that total VAT collections by the Nigerian Revenue Service stood at 1.08 trillion naira in January 2026, compared with 913.96 billion in December 2025. The increase of 169.20 billion represent an 18.5% rise month on month. However, the full 1.08 trillion naira was not available for sharing. VAT deductions at source amounted to 79.94 billion naira in January, up from 67.45 billion naira in December, leaving a net VAT of 1.00 trillion naira for distribution. Players in Nigeria's fintech sector have expressed differing opinions on the proposed creation of a Nigerian Fintech Regulatory Commission. While some support the move, others warn it could create overlapping mandates and duplicate the roles of existing regulators. National Assembly correspondent Aniti Patrick reports.
Public hearing organized by the National Assembly's Joint Committees on Digital and Electronic Banking Regulations, Science and Technology Communications, and Capital Markets and Institutions aimed to gather input from leading fintech operators on the proposed bill. Lawmakers, however, stressed the importance of the proposed body in safeguarding citizens' hard-earned funds and closing regulatory gaps while maintaining harmony within the sector.
This bill, HB 2389, seeks to address these challenges in a structured and comprehensive manner. The bill before us today is also designed to establish a Nigerian Fintech Regulatory Commission.
Nigerian Fintech Regulatory Commission, if established, will enforce standard rules, codes of practices for operators and investors.
During presentations, fintech operators warned that a parallel regulator could raise compliance costs, reduce investor confidence, and slow innovation. They recommended retaining the Central Bank of Nigeria as the lead regulator with stronger coordination among the Nigerian Data Protection Commission, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, and the Securities and Exchange Commission.
OPE respectively recommends that the House of Representatives adopts a single-led regulator model anchored by the Central Bank of Nigeria. 2. Clearly define interagency coordination to avoid duplication.
So it's going to result in duplication of regulations and regulators, right? And for us, this can create significant compliance burden.
At the close of the hearing, the committee acknowledged the recommendations and promised to consider them carefully.
The technical committee will look at all those agencies who have relationship with this bill, and we are going to look into it and look at where the fear of overlap is transient.
The bill seeks to establish the Nigerian Fintech Regulatory Commission with powers to impose penalties for corporate offenses, fines of up to 1 million naira or imprisonment for the first-time offenders and up to 5 million naira or 3 years for repeat offenses. It also empowers the Commission to appoint officials or inspectors to monitor compliance, inspect premises, and request relevant documents with proper authorization. From the National Assembly, Annie Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
Still talking business, petrol prices rose to 937 per litre on Tuesday amid escalating tensions in the Middle East, prompting oil marketers and refinery operators to urge the federal government to provide more crude oil to Dangote Petroleum Refinery in Naira to help stabilize domestic fuel prices. The Dangote Refinery increased its gantry price from 774 Naira to 874 Naira. The adjustment followed a jump in oil prices to $84 per barrel, up from below $70 per barrel. Days before the airstrikes involving the United States, Iran, Israel, and other countries, the new gantry price is now 874 Naira per litre from 774 Naira per litre. The review became necessary due to changes in global crude fundamentals and replacement costs, an official of the Dangote Refinery said. And on the foreign scene, the United States Embassy in Nigeria has cancelled all visa appointments scheduled for Wednesday, March 4, 2026, citing a high potential for protests in Abuja amid escalating hostilities between the United States and Iran. In a statement posted on its website on Wednesday, the embassy warned of potential demonstrations in the Federal Capital Territory and urged American citizens to remain indoors. The U.S. Embassy in Abuja informed U.S. citizens that there is a high potential for protest in Abuja March 4, 2026 due to the current conflicts with Iran.
First Lady
Melania Minister Mark Carney said that U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran had inconsistent with international law, calling for rapid de-escalation of the conflicts. Speaking at the gathering of the Lowell Institute think tank in Sydney, Carney said Canada welcomed steps to change Iran's form of government, which he said represented the principal source of instability and terror in the Middle East. But he said the action would appear not to be consistent or to be inconsistent with international law. And in sports, Nigerian striker Paul Onachu reached a major milestone on Tuesday as he scored his 20th goal of the season, continuing his seasonal form for Trabzonspor in a 4-0 victories over Başakşehir in Istanbul that booked the Black Sea Storm a place in Turkish Cup quarterfinals. The win saw Trabzonspor finished second in Group A with 9 points, selling possessions to the last 8 of the competition. Trabzonspor started the match strongly and took the lead in the 6th minute when Augusto converted a corner from Mochi with a Apreza header. Sports manufacturer Adidas has unveiled the new South African football kit for the 2026-2027 season ahead of the FIFA World Cup and Women's African Cup of Nations. Keeping with standard yellow and green, despite losing 3 points for fielding an ineligible player during the qualifying series, South Africa booked 3 plays at the World Cup to be played in the US, Canada and Mexico ahead of Nigeria. Adidas signed as the new Bafana and Bayana kit suppliers in the late 2025, taking over from a French manufacturer. Sunday's 2-1 over Crystal Palace at Old Trafford made it 6th win in 7 games for Carrick since his return to replace Ruben Amorim in January, sparking optimism among the fans. Their performances, particularly at home, have inspired confidence and yield vital Premier League points, lifting them to 3rd place on the table. The Red Devils are also unbeaten in 7 matches under the former midfielder. Amorim's tenure, brief as it was, felt like another chapter in United's modern experimental phase. His commitment to a defined system was admirable, but the Premier League is ruthless with ideology not backed by results, a recurring theme at the club since Ferguson's departure in 2013. As Global Television News Express comes to an end, here is a recap of our top stories. Attorney General of the Federation, Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi, has formally taken over the prosecution of his immediate predecessor, Bukar Malami, in his terrorism and illegal firearms possession brought against him by the Department of the State Service, DSS. Business petrol price rose to 937 per litre on Tuesday amid escalating tensions in the Middle East, prompting oil marketers and refinery operators to urge the federal government to provide more crude oil to Dangote Petroleum Refinery in Naira to help stabilize domestic fuel prices. On the foreign scene, United States Embassy in Nigeria has cancelled all visas appointment scheduled for Wednesday, March 4, 2026, citing a high potential for protest in Abuja amid escalating hostilities between the United States and Iran. In sports, Nigerian striker Paul Onachu reached a major milestone on Tuesday as he scored his 20th goal of the season, continuing his sensational form for Trabzonspor in a 4-0 victory over Başakşehir in Istanbul that booked the Black Sea Storm a place in Turkish Cup quarterfinals. And that's it on News Express. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channels 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using that Global TV NG. I am Sadia Yakubu saying thank you for watching.